Hi, this is Usha speaking. Hello. Today I'd like to talk about the importance of the third eye. So this is in the middle and a little bit above your eyebrows. And in the third eye it has many properties. So it has your third eye has many abilities, and I won't name them all. But in this video I'd like to talk about beliefs. Because of course we all want to be happy, right? We all want to thrive. We all want to be free and have a good life and really come to self-expression, to express our potential. And so, but we might not always have the feeling that we're able to. So how can this be? And I think that if you want to live your life to the fullest and express who you are and you're living your full potential, it starts in the mind, because all life starts with the non-physical, right? So it starts with an inspiration or an idea, or it starts with a belief, and then the non-physical expresses itself in the physical. So the physical is just a manifestation, an expression of the non-physical. So it basically, you could say, it's just logic that everything starts in your mind. So and I think we all have this invisible prison around ourselves, and the prison is made up of beliefs. And the beliefs can be from our parents, from school, from the media, other people around us, beliefs we have developed ourselves. This can be very diverse, and this is also personal and also culturally, how do you say, you can look at it also in a cultural context and in the context of time, etc. But this video really focuses on your beliefs. So if you are feeling you're not happy, or you want to take a different course in life, or you want to change your life, or you're wondering why you aren't living your life the way you want to, I think a great key is to examine your belief system. So because you see, in the third eye you can gain great wisdom, because there's a big difference between a belief and knowing. And I think a lot of us, including myself, we often think we know something when we believe something. So we've just copied a belief, or we've sort of internalized a belief that might not be true, that might not hold any truth, and thus cannot be considered as knowing. And so can you imagine, like, having all these beliefs that are not really truthful? Then how, if this is the basis, the foundation of your life, then how can you ever expect it to come into full fruition? So it's like, do you build your house on the sand or on a rock? And so in order to build the house on a rock, you need to break, you need first to destroy sounds a little bit too strong word, but you need first to sort of let the edifice you've built, the house on the sand that is not stable, not solid, you need to break it down first. So you need to investigate, you need to ask yourself all these questions, like the way I'm leading my life, my routine, my life pattern, the relationships I have, the meaning of my life, the way I raise my kids. Why am I here? What is my life about? And who told me this? How come I believe, that I should live my life? Who am I? What have I come to do here? Who's told me I should do this or that? And what is keeping me back? Do I feel fears? And what are these fears? Who has instilled the fear in me? Where does this come from? Is it really authentic? Is it really solid, or is it just a belief, And so, because of course we all want to be part of the herd, you know, so we're very easy to influence. And in your third eye, you can use for discernment. So you can use to discern what is from me, what is my true, authentic knowing, what is of me, and what is from somebody else. What have I accepted as a belief. And you know, because when you're full of beliefs, you know, that's just the way it goes, right? If you're full of beliefs, and these you can see each belief as a bar of your prison, you know, maybe at a certain point, maybe when you're in a crisis, or maybe when there's, you know, external changes going on, maybe you'll start to feel like, hey, this prison is not really functioning anymore the way it used to, and I don't feel comfortable in it anymore, you know, like being, I don't know, maybe in a, you know, like a bird in a little cage, and maybe at first you're like, it's pretty nice here, I can sleep well, I get my food, and yeah, I have a reasonably well view, you know, but maybe after a while you start to think, I want to get out of the cage, I want to go into the real world, you know, I want to experience life in a very direct way. I want to communicate with life, with my source, with God, you know. And so, yeah, or it's like your belief system, you know, you could also see it like a jacket, you know, you've bought the jacket, or someone gave it to you, you know, and you thought it was all right, you know, you sort of, it fitted, or you made it fit, and after a while you sort of started to feel comfortable in it. But maybe after some time, some change, you know, started occurring, and you're like, hey, because maybe you weren't even aware of wearing the jacket, you know, at first. So that's the first realization, like, hey, I'm wearing this coat and it's really preventing me from moving freely. And yeah, what is this coat? And how did I get it? How did it get here? What is it made of? And it's too small for me. I want to move freely. I want to be free. I want to shed this, you know? And yeah, peel off the layers, right? Or step outside the matrix, or whatever you want to call it. So I think that the third eye is paramount to any change you want to make. And I think these days people are very, you know, this like a trend. They're all talking about manifesting, you know, manifesting this, manifesting that. And yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really always seem so, how do you say, like pure to me, or it doesn't always make sense to me, you know. It's because life is not just about having, right? And it's not about like being like a wizard, like, oh, I'm gonna manifest, yeah, I know how to do this, yeah, I'm just gonna ask for this and I use some techniques and then I'll get it, you know. It's I find this a little bit limited. But I think that if you start to investigate, you know, your beliefs that you hold in your third eye, if you start to free it, you know, and make it, and because you see, the more beliefs you have internalized, the more constricted your third eye is going to be. You know, so the less freely it can operate, because there's a lot of wisdom in your third eye. There's a lot of abilities to see through things, to connect to the greater whole, to see the whole, you know, to connect to our greater source, you know. And so to connect to that world that really is our foundation. We might not be able to see it that clearly, you know what I mean? But we know it's there, right? So it's kind of where we gotta be. And if there's so many beliefs there, you know, and they can be installed in us from a very young age, it will be hard to express ourselves, our true selves. So your beliefs, it could really help you to start to think, hey, what do I really know? What have I truly, can I say that I know, like that you've discovered through experience, or that you have, you know, reached a conclusion by logic? You know, there are ways of discerning truth. Or is it just a belief? So, yeah, unveiling your true self, you know, it starts with letting go of beliefs. So I wish you a very beautiful day. Speak to you soon.